So there is a brand new Pokemon set called Temporal Forces. This of course launches this Friday, but we have had pre-release events and cards hitting the market for the past 10 days or so, which means we've got enough data to run through the top 10 most valuable Pokemon cards from Temporal Forces. There's some interesting stuff going on with these prices, so let's jump into it. Okay, yes, so today we are running through the top 10 list from Temporal Forces. I'm also going to tell you about a giveaway I'm doing for a sealed booster box of Temporal Forces as well. And at the end of the video, I'm going to let you know my thoughts and everything and opinions around the investability aspects on the set and whether or not I actually like it for myself and where I kind of think it's going. But before we jump into those bits, just a couple of bits of admin I always like to do with the top 10 list is firstly, the prices are accurate as of this date right here. So that's when I filmed it. The prices are accurate as of right then. If you're watching this 2 weeks down the line, more than likely the prices have changed. And that actually leads me on to the next point I want to make note of is that the prices of the cards will 99% of the time tank on release day. So as the set releases, the price will just start to come down. So if you buy any of these cards around release, you are well overpaying for the cards. Always wait like 2 to 3 weeks until you start buying up the cards. Flip side of that though, is if you pull any big cards on release day, sell them straight away. That's more than likely when you're going to get the most amount of money for the cards. Anyway, there's the bits of admin for you. Let's go ahead and jump into the list. Okay, in 10th place is the Iron Boulder. This is obviously an SIR card. Actually, it's a really cool artwork on this. And I have to say, the whole era of Scarlet and Violet has some insanely good artworks. I think we're actually probably living through some of the best artworks now from Pokemon. They're essentially giving us alt arts as IR cards, and we're just going, yeah, it's worth a few quid. You know, it's mad to think how, God, maybe they're giving us too much and we're just being greedy now and we like overlook it. But I don't know about you guys. I think the artworks of this era are incredible. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on it. But anyway, yeah, back to this card. It's coming in around £29. In 9th place, we have the Gengar Full Art card. So normally full art cards don't really get much value unless it's like a Charizard or a Pikachu or something like that, you know. But no, this Gengar is actually doing pretty well already. £29 it's going for. In 8th place, we have the EUIC SIR Trainer card. This is pretty nice, actually. Not too bad again. They're all pretty good artworks to this. Some really solid concepts to them. This one, though, about £39. In 7th place, we have Bianca's Devotion. This comes in around £40, and this will be getting some love because it's a waifu card. Like, look, I don't go along with that. That's not something I collect or anything. And actually, the Japanese variations are always going to be worth more. It's more of a thing in Japan than it is over here in the sort of like Western world. You don't really get the English versions of card being pumped up as much if they're a waifu. But actually, this one is holding a bit of value actually around that £40 mark. In 6th place, we have the Gengar, the Squishmallow Gengar, even though it's not actually a Gengar card. This is Morty's Conviction. This card is purely only got value because it has a Gengar in it, in my opinion. It's actually one I quite like. I like the fact it's got a Gengar. It definitely does remind me of a Squishmallow Gengar. Coming in around the £41 mark, which I actually thought was quite cheap. I thought this could be the #1 card in the set, but apparently not. In 5th place, we have Iron Leaves. This card's coming in around the £49 mark. It's pretty cool looking card, actually. And like I mentioned earlier, the artworks are just great. We are spoiled right now as Pokemon fans when it comes to artworks. And sometimes I think we forget just how good it is. You know, if you go back to like early Sword and Shield era and like the first couple of sets, they weren't great. You know, we didn't get any alt arts or anything like that. But, you know, like this, they've hit it from day one. But anyway, Iron Leaves is coming in around £49. Now, just going to put a quick pause on the top 10 list so I can let you know about the giveaway that I'm going to be doing for a sealed Temporal Forces booster box. So launch date is this Friday, and I'm going to be going live on Whatnot at 11:30, ripping tons of packs. We've got 2 cases worth of Temporal Forces booster box open, and I'm going to give one of those booster boxes away to someone that tunes into that stream completely free, guys. So yeah, if you want a chance to win a sealed box for yourself, then make sure you get the Whatnot app downloaded and use my link, by the way. You'll get £10 credit to be able to spend during that stream as well on some extra packs if you like. And I tell you what, I'm even going to do 5% off for everyone's first order on that stream with code FORCES. So yeah, get that code added to your coupons list. Use that as well. Get that £10 credit if you haven't got one already. Check it out. Links and everything down below. And I will see you launch day Friday. In 4th place, we have Walking Wake, the SIR version. I thought this would be the top one of like the legendary dogs or the new variations of them. Weirdly, it's not. It's actually the worst one of the 3 in regards to value, coming in at £50. Personally for me though, this is the artwork I like the most. Now, just before we get into the top 3, there's actually like a couple of different cards that didn't make this list, but I feel I need an honorable mention, and that is firstly the Ghastly IR card. Wicked artwork. It's got all of them in it. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar in it. It looks awesome. There's a Meowth looking very scared, but it's only going to cost you like 10 to 12 quid for that card, which is not bad. And then after that, you have the Ace Spec cards, which for some you may go, oh, look at these brand new. They're not new. We had Ace Spec in Black and White era, and they've brought them back, and people are paying some pretty crazy values for these, and I assume it's going to be to playability aspect on it, with the Master Ball being the top one, but they're ranging anything from £10 to £20 in value for those Ace Spec cards, so they're one to be on the lookout for. Now anyway, into the top 3, guys, and we have Iron Crown. This one managed to make it into top 3, and again, another wicked art. I'm saying this a lot with this set. There's actually some really cool artworks in this set, coming in around £55. In 2nd place, we have Raging Bolt. Yeah, the old giraffe neck blooming Raikou thing that just, I don't know, it's a very weird looking one. That I think it's the worst looking one of the 3. It's really strange. Anyway, this has got good value. 60 quid this is going for. And in number 1 spot, we have Gouging Fire. A lot of people like this, and I think a lot of people like the artwork on this as well, and the look it gives off. It's pretty nice in card. Again, I still like the Walking Wake one the most, but the Gouging Fire is pretty nice. And do you know what's weird? £64 that's coming, and that means not a single card in this set is going to give you back the money of a booster box. But that is a bit of a trend that we have seen during the Scarlet and Violet era so far. All right, let me talk about my thoughts on whether this set is investable. Now, as always, with any set that comes out, if you pick up a few booster boxes and you put them away for a couple of years, or ETBs, they are going to add value. And that kind of doesn't matter what set it is you buy. Sealed booster boxes and ETBs will increase in value. Take Rebel Clash, for example. One of the worst sets released. It really not got any value in cards in it. However, an ETB is now selling for what, like 150 quid or something like that. I checked it the other day. Now, are the cards in this set investable? Well, if you look into it, as this set launches, you're going to see a lot of people talk about deck building in the build up to EUIC and Worlds. And I have a feeling that with this set, if we get cards in this set used in decks during EUIC, those cards used, and especially if they win, because they often release what the winning cards were and stuff like that, and decks, if you start seeing a lot of the cards from this set involved in it, the value of a lot of these cards will climb. And there's rumours that this set is underprinted as well, meaning that it'd be harder to get by them. I could actually see this set being quite investable with the playable cards. That's what I'd look at it. Do I think that like the cards just for like collectible aspect are going to be that investable? Not necessarily. The prices aren't screaming out to me that they're really climbing. But if there are playable cards that are taken on board by a lot of players, then those cards could be worth getting. And you've got to be surprised. They won't necessarily be, you know, SIRs. You could be looking at some reverse rare cards and stuff like that, that, you know, you'll get multiple in a booster box, but actually people need 4 of them to make their deck, and all of a sudden that card that you would have been 50p is now worth a tenner because people buy it. It happened with Sobbles back with when they released that in one of the Sword and Shield era sets. It was extremely playable. The standard like common uncommon card was going for like £12 or something like that because it had to be in decks because of how playable it was. And from talking to people who actually play it, I only play online, but people who play more than me, this has got some very playable cards in it. So definitely worth keeping an eye out for at EUIC to see what cards are popping up in people's decks. And that will give you an idea of whether it's worth picking up some of them on the cheap, quick, for Worlds, when people want to build their decks out for Worlds. So look, my opinion on this right now, is it massively investable? Sealed, yes. The rest of the cards, I don't really know so much at this point. I'm not massively convinced unless we see a lot of these cards getting playable and people using them in decks. But what do you think? Do you think this is an investable set? I mean, there's some cool artworks, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I got it right here, yeah, and oh no, here, and check out this video here of one of my vlogs I did at London Card Show. Very much enjoyed doing that vlog. Go and check it out, guys. Make sure you give the video a like. Stay safe, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.